Bonjour tout le monde, c'est moi Charlotte et aujourd'hui nous allons parler des expressions sur novembre, le mois de novembre. So we're talking about the month of November, even though as I post this it's actually December, the 5th of December 2024, but that's because I've been delayed, so thank you for your understanding. There's been things going on in my life which have just had to take priority, unfortunately, but hopefully we'll get that sorted into the start of next year. So here's the handout that I'm going to send out to club members in an email. So it looks like this once you print it out, and we've got 4 expressions, and they've all got a kind of weather, physical geography kind of sort of theme. So I will read them out as I write them. Brumeuse octobre est pluvieux novembre font ensemble bon décembre. So it's a bit of a tongue twister actually, isn't it? C'est comme une vire-langue. Brumeuse octobre et pluvieux novembre font ensemble bon décembre. I'll show you how these are written in a moment, so for now just have a little écoutez. So, numéro 2, si les eaux montent en novembre, ok, comment? Elles monteront à chaque mois de l'hiver. Okay, so I'll just show you what those two look like. Okay, so this one here we got brumeuse octobre et pluvieux novembre font ensemble bon décembre. So I'll come back to what the meaning is. Si les eaux montent en novembre, elles monteront à chaque mois de l'hiver. So I'm recording this on my tablet and I'm looking at this sort of backwards. So it's kind of hard to read, but I can do, especially with my kind of scribbly, half joined up writing. So here we've got brumeux, like foggy, misty. Brumeuse octobre, obviously that's the month October. Brumeux, I can't remember if it's mist or fog. Oh, either misty or foggy or hazy. So brumeux, brumeux octobre. So when you've got an X followed by a vowel, you might hear that kind of z sound, the liaison. Et pluvieux. Pluvieux is rainy, from the word pleuvoir, which is to rain, or the noun la pluie, which is rain, as in the rain that I can see outside. Font is the verb faire, to make or to do, and it's in the they form because we're talking about misty October and rainy November. So October and November together, we talk about those 2 months, we're talking about them, the 2 months. They make font. That's what I mean about the they form, the third person plural, okay? Ensemble means together. Bon is the adjective, which means a good or nice. Décembre, which is December, the month we're actually in now as I post this. So Octobre, Novembre, et Décembre are the last 3 months of the year, and you'll notice, unlike English, instead of ER at the end, where we would say October, November, December, They look quite similar, but the R and the E are turned the other way around, so they make a R sound. Octobre, novembre, décembre. Okay? Brumeux, misty or foggy. October, and rainy November make together a good December. So actually it kind of rhymes to make it a bit more pithy in English if you have to sort of back translate it. Now let's look at number 2. Si les eaux, les eaux. Okay, so eau, l'eau, de l'eau is water. It's a feminine noun. I mean, it doesn't make much difference in the plural, but if we're saying waters, plural, si les eaux, les eaux, if the waters monte, there's a verb to go up or to rise or to increase. So if the waters rise, I suppose would be the word that we most associate with water. Monte is an ER verb, and the ENT ending here agree with the plural subject, which is waters, the waters, they rise, okay? So the ending is the il, elle form. En novembre, in November, elles monteront. Monteront is a future tense, they will rise. So it's the same verb, it's still talking about them. Elles, it looks like it's the girls, but it's because water is a feminine noun. So if we're talking about plural waters, which you don't hear too often in English, but you do, you know, uncharted waters or something like that. Dangerous waters. It's in a geographical sense, they are often or a poetic sense, they're often spoken about, and the water can be spoken about in the plural form. So they're feminine. Elles monteront, they will rise à chaque mois de l'hiver. À chaque mois means during each. Chaque is each or every. Mois is the month. So it sounds like the word moi, which means me, but it's got an S at the end. So, and it's a masculine noun. Le mois de whatever month it is. So, à chaque mois de l'hiver, during, or this is talking about frequency, each month of the winter. Okay, each winter month. So we've got adjectives here: brumeux, misty, foggy, pluvieux, rainy, bon, which is good or nice if you're talking about the weather, and then les eaux, waters, monter or monte, you don't actually pronounce the ENT there in the they form. It's not monton, it's just monte, okay? You pronounce it as if it's just the root of the verb. In fact, with verbs like this, regular ER verbs, this is the il, elle, third person plural conjugation. They sound the same as the first, second, and third person conjugations. Okay, je monte, tu montes, il, elle, on monte. Then it's nous montons, vous montez, il, elle monte. Okay, and then let's have a look. Chaque is also an adjective. So these, excuse me, words that describe things. So that's those. Now I'm going to write the other two. Oh yeah, this is quite a simple one. Numéro 3. Comme in novembre. So I chose these from a website called proverbs français.fr, French proverbs. Comme in novembre, tel sera Mars. Comme can mean like, but here it means as. Oops, sorry about the reflection. As is, or as it is, November. So as November is. Tel, that means so, or such. Sera, that's like que sera, sera. What will be, although that's Spanish, but it sounds the same. Comme est novembre, tel sera mars. So mars is March. So, comme est novembre, tel sera mars. That's quite short and to the point. As November is, so shall be March. Okay, so we're talking about the weather. So sera is a verb être in the future tense. It will be, and this is a verb être, to be, in the present tense. So it is, comme est novembre, tel sera mars. So it's the je suis is the verb to be, I am. Tu es is you are in the singular, informal. Il, elle, on est. Okay. He or she or it is, or one is. Okay. But if you're putting the verb to be in the future tense, then it's no longer est, it's sera. It will be. That's number 3. J'ai mal à la gorge. Aujourd'hui, j'ai mal à la gorge. Okay, numéro 4. So this is another weather-related one. And again, it starts with si, which means if. Si plus il. Si plus il with an apostrophe becomes s'il, if it. S'il tonne. Tonner is like to thunder. Tonnerre is the thunder. Pardon. S'il tonne en novembre. S'il tonne en novembre. Il y aura, oh this is useful actually, il y aura de blé l'année suivante. Okay, this is a bit more complex, this one. Let's have a look why. First of all, we have a verb that you probably don't see very often, which is the verb tonner. It's an ER verb, T-O-N-N-E-R. Si plus il becomes s'il. Truncate it and put the little apostrophe where the I from the word si would be. So it would be S apostrophe and then il. S'il, if it. Tonne is to thunder. En novembre, in November. Il y aura. Aura is the verb avoir, which means to have. And it's in the future tense, third person singular. So it's a bit like sera. It will be, it will have. Il y aura. In the present tense, if you said il y a, or il y a beaucoup de nuages, il y a beaucoup de personnes, there are lots of something. Il y a means there is or there are. Il y aura means there will be. Okay? So not there is, but there will be. So that's quite a useful phrase. It's a future tense. Oh, I've missed out beaucoup. Beaucoup de blé. Beaucoup de blé. That must be why I used beaucoup de in the example. Il y aura beaucoup, that means a lot. De, of. Blé means wheat. Blé. But in like kind of slang, informal French, blé means like money. Okay. So what do we say in English? There is like an equivalent. Let me know if you think what the kind of close equivalent is. Yes, kind of cash or money basically, but it literally means wheat. So I think that's what the. If there's lots of, if it thunders in November, there'll be lots of wheat. For the next year, l'année, the year. Suivante. Suivante has an E at the end because it agrees, it's agreeing with the feminine noun, l'année. Suivante means following. Okay? Suivre is to follow. Suivez-moi, follow me. Suivante, following. So, let's have a look at those again. Brumeux octobre et pluvieux novembre font ensemble bon décembre. Si les eaux montent en novembre, elles monteront à chaque mois de l'hiver. Number 3, numéro 3. Comme est novembre, tel sera mars. Quite like that one. And then numéro 4, number 4. S'il tonne en novembre, Il y aura beaucoup de blé l'année suivante. I hope that when I start recording this video that this actually shows you this the right way around. I'm a bit worried about that, but I think it will work. I think it will. I'm using the back camera. We'll figure it out. So what I've also got on there, on the handout for people at home, are the present tense conjugations of 3 irregular verbs. So 2, they're all important, but avoir and être, to have or to have got, if you're from the States or sort of North America. And then être is to be. And we've also got the verb faire, because it is quite irregular. And then we've got the verb monter, which is to rise or to go up, to go upstairs, or to go up a hill or something that you have to go up, an incline, for example. So I think I'll use a different board, although this one's not, it's not quite old and scruffy. So I'm going to conjugate the verb être. Je suis, tu es, il, elle, on est, nous sommes. This is just for reference, really. Vous êtes, because if you're doing French, these are like être and avoir are very, very useful. Il, elle, sont. Okay, so that's the verb être in the present tense. See that? Oh, you can see the whole of my room in the reflection. Je suis, tu es, il, elle, on est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils, elles sont. I think I'll just do avoir now, and then I'll move on to the next thing I need to do. So instead of je suis, tu es, which is from the verb to be, like I am, je suis britannique, we're going to use j'ai, which means I have or I've got, I have got. Tu as, il, elle, on a. And we go to nous avons, we have. Vous become vous avez, you have, you guys have, or you formal have if it's singular. Ils and elles ont. Oh, that's confusing, isn't it? I never used to get how French people would figure this out, but so here's the conjugation for that. J'ai, tu as, il, elle, on a. Nous avons, vous avez, ils, elles ont. So here we have ils and elles sont, ils, elles ont. Bit of a difference there. So if you're not really familiar with those, they're the auxiliary verbs that help you to use, sort of helping verbs that help you to put French together, and you need to know them. They're very irregular, whereas if you take a verb like manger, and you know that it means to eat, all you need to do is take the subject pronoun like je, I, and then take the verb manger, and conjugate it. Just take off the final R, and it becomes mange. Je mange, I eat, or I am eating. So that's how you conjugate a verb. But sometimes they're very regular, like the ones from être don't look anything like, okay, that one looks a bit like être because it's got an E in. That one looks a bit like it because it starts with an E and a T. But then the other ones start with like S. Okay, you see it's very irregular, the forms change. Je suis is 4 letters, then it's tu es, then it's 3, then there's the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, so that's what I mean, they're irregular. They don't follow the normal pattern. Whereas, say, the verb, let's just take the verb, let's just take manger. To eat. Je mange is literally you take an R off the word manger. Tu manges. Il, elle, on mange. Il mange, elle mange. On mange. On mange. Right, so I've actually written that out in a slightly different way, but you see what I mean, the verb mange. Sometimes I have to, check very simple stuff with myself. Mange looks the same as manger, just it's lacking the final R, it might have an S on the end, but it looks more or less the same as the verb, whereas over here it's completely different, and that's an irregular verb, where it doesn't follow the usual pattern for its kind of verb type. So there we go. So there will be one more video later this month for the month of December. So this is actually the November, slightly late, apologies for that, but thank you for your understanding as ever this year. You've all been very understanding because my circumstances have been literally like up in the air. But that should be getting sorted hopefully next year, so wish me luck. I'll see you for the December video, and if you are a member of my Italian club, then expect my Italian club video to be with you in the coming days. Merci beaucoup, and à la prochaine fois. Au revoir.